Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Samprasidhi Sports Stadio, the second match of the day between the overseas challengers Sri Lanka and the host and the home team Karnataka. Just about to get underway. The Sri Lankan team winning the toss and deciding to field first. As you must be aware by now, Andhra defeating Telangana by 6 wickets in the first match for their first victory in the tournament. They had lost to Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Sri Lanka. They have now beaten Telangana and will hope for Sri Lankans to defeat Telangana on the morrow so that they could play the plate finale. Karnataka taking on Sri Lanka in this match over here. In charge of operations from the pavilion end is the Sri Lankan skipper, Lusit Paliwate. And on strike is the number 100, Manu. Fairly longish run up there by Paliwate. He comes in and bowls right arm over the wicket outside the off stump there and guided down towards the point region by Manu. No question of a run over there. Nice weather conditions, a cool breeze blowing across the venue over here. Slightly overcast skies, the sun just peeping out now and then. Temperature is quite cool, especially for a game like this. This one slightly over pitch delivery on the middle and off stump. Manu comes forward to it, pushes down the track on the offside to see Paliwate doing the fielding of his own bowling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside the 30-yard circle as they close in to stop the end. This has been square driven. This should be 4, yes. Green point and cover for 4 runs. Manu getting Karnataka and himself off the mark with that boundary. Very well timed shot over there. The ball keeping low and Manu was into it. Found the gap. The ball raced away to the fence for 4 runs. The ball just being retrieved there in the process of being handed back to the bowler. Here it is. And let's see what Paliwate is up to with this next delivery. As he tries to retain as much shine as possible there. On this white ball. Here he comes. And this has been pushed down the offside there towards the long off region. And there's no player around there. And this is going to be another 4 for Manu. A very well timed shot. More about timing than power. Got to the pitch of it and pushed it along into the vacant region over there between cover and mid-off. There's no fielder. And now mid-off has been brought on there in the form of Manish Bevita to possibly stop that shot if it comes again. And let's see what to see Paliwate is going to offer to Manu. Here he comes. Short pitch delivery, keeping low outside the off stump. The ball runs away off the wicketkeeper's pads for a single. Karnataka moving up to 9 without loss. 5 deliveries gone in the first over of the innings. Paliwate again. Right arm over on the middle and leg stump there. Manu content to push it, rather Arvind on strike there, content to push it down the track. The two captains in that duel over there. Arvind pushing it down the track and Paliwate doing his own fielding. So that's the end of the first over. In comes Manish again. Shot pitch delivery and turned away off his pads. Vacant mid-wicket boundary for 4 runs. Another very confident stroke there by Manu. 14 without loss the total. Shot of length rising nicely for that stroke to be played. And Manu not the one to look a gift horse. Manesh again, this time outside the leg stump attempt by Manu to turn it around, but White says the umpire. One more run to the total. 15 without loss. The man on the third man boundary. There's no slip fielder there. Point, a backward point. Cover, extra cover. Long off. One more outside the leg stump. The ball, short pitched one, rising high. Manu tries to fend it away on the leg side. Doesn't make contact whatsoever. The ball in the hands of the wicketkeeper. 15 for no loss, the Karnataka total, after being asked to bat by the toss-winning Sri Lankans. In comes Manish from the far end. Time again, a faster delivery, rising slightly after pitching outside the off stump. Manu has nothing to do with it. The ball in the hands of the wicketkeeper, Randeepa Vijay Surya. Manish with a fairly long run up as he goes past the umpire and bowls outside the off stump, has been cut away past the point and shot third man for 4 runs. The fourth boundary rather, for this dashing batsman from Karnataka, Manu. 19 without loss. Manu on 16 with those four boundaries. Arvind Reddy, the skipper, yet to open his account, having faced just one delivery. So Manu keeping most of the strike to himself, or rather getting most of the strike to himself. This one, a better looking delivery, and this has been played square of the wicket. The ball eludes that fielder at point over there and races away to the point boundary for 4 runs. One more boundary coming the way of this Karnataka batter. 23 without loss. The leg side towards the short square leg region. No question of any run there. Manu wanting one, but being sent back by Arvind, as it was Irshan Arigaratnam who sprinted up and did the fielding, preventing any runs from being taken. That's the end of the over as well. So Karnataka 23 without loss at the end of 2 overs. Manu on 20 of 11 deliveries, and Arvind yet to open his account after having faced only one ball so far in his tenure at the wicket. Manu tying up his shoelaces as Tusit Palewate awaits the non-striker to get ready before he begins a fresh over. His second in the innings and the third in the Karnataka innings. making adjustments in the field. The third over in the first power play. There's no fielder close to the wicket over there. A shot, third man, a point, cover. There's no fielder in the mid off, long off region as well. I wonder what Paliwate is up to. This time, slightly off-pitch delivery. Manu goes forward to it. The ball takes outrage of his bat, trickles down towards point over there. Fielded and returned back to the wicket keeper. No question of a run over there. Although the batter, that's Arvind Reddy, wanting one, but now says the non-striker. Paliwate comes in and bowls. This time, Arvind Reddy tries to turn it around on the leg side. Doesn't make contact. The ball hitting him high on his pads. A little bit of discomfort there for the batter, but nothing serious at all as he prepares to face the next delivery from his opponent captain, Tusit Paliwate. Captain to captain, and this time he manages to turn the ball around towards the square leg region. Rushes up to take a single, but again Manu sends him back, and rightly so, as three fielders converged onto the ball, including the wicket keeper, Randeepa. It would have been risky or even fatal had they decided to go for the single. Fortunately, better sense prevailed, and Arvind back in his career. And this is over pitched and struck very, very cleanly right up toward the long off fence. But we have a fielder over there in the form of Mohammad Shamir, who comes up from the left of the side screen and stops the ball. But in the process, Arvind Reddy opening his account there with that single. Karnataka moving up to 24 without loss. 2.4 overs gone. Third over of the first power play in progress over here, and which brings the attractive and aggressive Manu to face Tusit Paliwate. He comes a short pitch delivery, and this has been turned away past the diving wicketkeeper over there towards the final leg region. The wicketkeeper Randeepa making a valiant attempt to get to it, and as Manu had got an edge to it, a faint tickle the top of his blade, but it was far too beyond the reach of the wicketkeeper. Nevertheless, no addition to the total. Manu getting set to face in this next delivery from Tusit Paliwate. And he goes in and bowls. And this one, slightly short pitch delivery outside the off stump, played square of the wicket into the cover region there. Fielded, no question of a run. With Sisuru Samarasinghe, the fielder over there. To see Paliwate again. 5 players in an arc inside the circle. Has been pushed again into the covers, and again it is Sisuru who tumbles across and stops that ball. Manu wanting a run, Arvind rightly sending him back. That's the end of the over. So after 3 overs, the total moves up to 25 without a loss. 3 overs gone in the first power play. 25 for no loss. 25 for no loss. The two batters out in the middle, wanting to know how much they have scored. The answer goes out to them from their dugout. Looks as though they are satisfied with the kind of beginning they have made. And in comes Manish towards Arvind Reddy. The ball rising high after pitching on the off stump, hitting Arvind Reddy on the helmet. All is well with him as the Sri Lankan players come up to make their inquiries to know if the batsman has been hurt, but I'm fine, says the Karnataka skipper. In any case, the ball rose up very sharply after pitching, and Arvind Reddy was unable to take himself off the line. Nevertheless, A mild hit on the helmet for the batsman. Nothing seriously wrong over there as he prepares to take guard and face the next delivery from Manish Bavita. He comes in and bowls, and this time Arvind turns it around. His legs over there. I think he did get a touch. The wicketkeeper, Randeepa, not able to stop it. The ball trickles behind him, and before it is returned, the two of them cross over for a single. Manu tries to fend it away on the leg side, does not make contact. Gathered by the wicketkeeper, Randeepa Vijay Surya. No addition to the total, which remains on 28 without loss. This is the fifth over of the first power play. 28 without loss, the Karnataka total. Arvind Reddy content to keep his end going, and Manu doing most of the striking. This one, he cuts the ball, takes the outer edge, and trickles it down towards the short third man region. Fielded and returned over there. Manu wanting a run, but Arvind Reddy screaming aloud from there. No, he says, and sends him back, and quite rightly so, as the throw-in already come towards the wicket-keeper's end. Manish Bavita once again in this over. Slightly over-pitch delivery and dug out up his block hole and driven towards mid-on there. Irshan tries to have a direct hit but misses the target completely. Manu jumps and takes evasive action. Nevertheless, the two of them scamper across for a single. That's the end of the over. So the end of 4 overs rather. It's 29 without loss. Yes, Breeze?
It's a careful start here for Team Karnataka. 29 without loss in 4 overs. Majority of the scoring has been done by Manu, striking 5 boundaries in his innings so far. He's looking in a fabulous touch so far. Arvind Reddy, on the other hand, playing careful knock. He's taking his time to understand what the pitch is doing, what the ball is behaving off the pitch here. Rightly so. It's an important game here for both teams. Probably the winners of this game will move on to the finale on Tuesday, which could decide which team is going to move on to the cup finals and which team will move on to the plate finale. Here we go. Skipper to Manu. Pull that away in the gap. That will race away for a boundary. Brilliant piece of timing there. It was on his legs and he timed that beautifully using his wrist towards square leg region for a boundary. Wonderful striking from Manu. He's looking good out there in the center with 6 boundaries in his innings so far. Karnataka dugout would be hoping for a big knock from Manu today. The skipper of Sri Lanka winning the toss and elected to bat first. They won a game last evening against Andhra Pradesh by chasing down the total. Another good looking shot. Didn't time it as well as he would have liked, but still has the legs to reach the boundary line. Back-to-back boundaries here for Manu. The 7th boundary in his innings here. Looking in fab touch. Thinking time here for the Sri Lankan skipper. How is he going to cut down those boundaries which are being conceded to the one and only man, Manu? Got to ensure that you bowl to the right field setting. The last delivery boundary was scored on the onside and the next delivery boundary on the offside. You got to bowl one line. You got to ensure that you allow the batsman to hit only one side of the wicket. There's a predominant offside field setting here. Keeper standing up. We've got a shot third, backward point, cover point, and a cover fielder with an extra cover fielder as well. Again, bowling it on the middle and leg stump. This is not so smart bowling from the spare. what's happening in Sri Lanka right now. Going through one times for Sri Lanka. Under those conditions, Team Sri Lanka here to participate uh, at the tournament, second edition here at Samprasiddhi Sports Stadio. Arvind Reddy trying to get into the act, trying to hit it a little too hard, gets the inside edge onto his pads. He's got to be careful here to overhit the ball like what he did in the last couple of innings that he faced. Got a leading edge in the previous game that he played, getting out good delivery. Feel Arvind Reddy is under a bit of pressure here. Played the wrong length on that previous ball. Played it on the back foot, which was clearly pitched up delivery. Got to be careful here not to lose a wicket here, Team Karnataka, if they're looking to post a big total. Had a word earlier with the skipper of Team Karnataka. They're looking to post at least somewhere between 160 to 175 today. And they've got a very good start here so far. And with that dot ball, that brings us to the end of over number 5. The score has moved on to 38 without loss. Five overs completed. Team Karnataka looking in a good position right now. 38 without loss. As the players have taken a drinks break here quite early today. And for us today, joining us for in the commentary box for a quick chat here. First of all, thank you for joining us, Mr. Sundar, sir. And lovely for you being here. It's a great honor for us that you're here. We earlier had a chat with Arvind Reddy as well, saying that how did the Karnataka Advocates cricket team start, and he was all praise.
In 1983, and Mr. Santosh Hegde also played for our team. The All India tournament started in 1989. Now Nageshwar Rao, who played for Hyderabad, now is the senior Supreme Court judge. And our High Court has got about 7 judges who have played for Karnataka. Arvind, Nawaz, Pandit, got about 8 sitting judges who have played for Karnataka. And 3 Supreme Court judges who have played. There will be judges, all in judges tournament also.
Any plans to invite any of those great legal luminaries for this function?
Finals here, you know.
You have been the backbone behind the what do you call promotion or establishment of this particular team. How did you get into this particular sport?
Brijesh Patel is my neighbor. Patel family. I started playing for. Sundar played in. YB Patel was captain. YB Patel, MR. Even captain. He has also played. we used to play in woolen ball. Myself, Sai, Vijay.
Sundaran played for India even before he played the Ranji Trophy. How much was he an inspiration for you?
And he except stadium, all other matters. Even Central College was.
How much of an interaction you did have with V. Subramania?
He was a very good. Mysore.
Prasanna always said that the team which won the first Ranji Trophy was Subbu's team, not my
Yeah.
team.
And I,
I mean, how much were you closely connected with these great cricketers?
was closely connected from age. At the age of 22, I became an educator.
As I was asking Arvind Reddy also, how do you manage professional and cricketing interests?
That is passion. Both are passion for us. Profession is also passion. Cricket is also passion.
What about the timings?
That-
The need to be at the courts, attend
Yeah,
your
yeah.
clients.
We have
There's
to work.
also a game.
We have to work it out. The passion will drive us there.
I see. That, what is your impression of this particular tournament in terms of
It's going
the
on.
talent and
Going
the
on since
competition?
1988. It's up to for the second division league.
Okay.
All India is first division.
Hmm.
Many of the Ranji Trophy Supreme Court from back got 3 or 4. Bombay also.
Considering that you have got so much of cricketing activity among advocates all over the country, do you have a prospect of seeing an advocates 11 in the IPL in the future?
But to come to the profession at the age of that will be difficult. That will be searching too far.
I'm talking of the future.
Future
Any
it-
possibility?
because they come to the profession itself late not at their peak.
He said, but you guys have been playing a lot of cricket. There's a lot more ahead for you. This tournament, the World Cup coming up for you in December, like you just mentioned. The preparation for that is also going to take some time as well. Teams getting ready and all that. So for an event like a World Cup event,
See, we have got Santana Krishnan. He's very well experienced. From 1990, doing all this tournament. And his experience, he has got contact. And he knows whom to fix for which job. That will make it easy.
Well said. Your team is in which division now? As a registered team in the KCA League,
Second.
in the second division. Now, when did they last get their promotion?
I think we got promoted somewhere in 93. First we started in 88. Only 1 year we played. Rest of the
How many players are from that team in this team
same
playing over here?
team
Most
or
of them
same.
the
Both
same team.
league team and
How do you propose to take the team forward as far as the league is concerned, in terms of promotion, in terms of winning something locally?
we are notified in the notice board. Straight the university.
But you don't take any players as a guest player
No,
and
we
just
don't.
make them sign
We-
only
we-
professionals,
yes, yeah.
registered professionals.
Because that will not help our team. If we take outsiders, it will not help our team winning, but it will not help our team.
also very important fact is that a lot of youngsters who sacrifice their cricketing career and move on to other career prospects and all that. Now they take up becoming an advocate, a lawyer, and still get to play this level of cricket. I think that's the biggest take for any youngster who would like to join the profession that you guys are in. I think that's a massive take for every youngster who's aspiring cricketer, but at some point of time, letting go of cricket and taking forward another step towards another career. But, thank you so much, Sundar sir, for having a chat with us, for spending some time with us here in the commentary box. It was absolutely lovely talking to you and getting some insights about how this all began and what are the plans ahead and how you're progressing here. Thank you so much for being part of the.
Being a cricketer is advantage because the judge will tell us go and look at the scoreboard and come back. We'll give orders. One Rajaratnam was there from Tamil Nadu. He told Sundar score path nana bail kudu.
Thank you so much.
Sir, 1 minute. That secret could be mentioned everywhere, or
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Entertaining chat we had here with Mr. Sundar. Game here, Karnataka losing first wicket. The skipper of Team Karnataka back in the pavilion, Arvind Reddy. 47 for 1 now. Arvind Reddy getting out for 6 runs, got caught out in the deep. He timed it beautifully, but couldn't get enough power on that because it's a difficult shot trying to clear the fielder at deep point. A lot of wrist work, but you also need big forearms to clear those shots. Nonetheless, it's an important wicket for Team Sri Lanka. And Karnataka 48 for 1 now. 1 ball remaining. Afzal Khan, the new batter, who's walked out to the center. Still the birthday boy, Tejas, yet to walk out to the center. That's a good shot. Will only be a single down to long off, and that brings us to the end of over number 7. Team Karnataka score moving on to 49 for 1 after the completion of 7 overs.
$49 for 1 after 7 overs. The captain Arvind Reddy out. Manu batting on 36 of 24 deliveries, 7 boundaries. Afzal Khan, the new man who has joined him at the wicket, has already scored 3 runs of the 3 deliveries he has faced. Karnataka certainly doing their best to build up a good total. Got a good beginning, no doubt about it. 49 for 1 in 7 overs. And I think there's going to be a bowling change at the far end. Akila Jayasundara, who has been among the wickets in the tournament so far in the earlier matches, in charge of operations. Akila Jayasundara setting his field over there. Again, a predominantly offside field, 6 on the off. And this has been patted away, but slightly uppishly. The ball falling just short of the fielder and the covers over there. That was Manish Vavita. Is not able to get his hand to it, and the ball races down to the boundary for 4 runs. So Afzal Khan getting his first boundary, moving up to 7 from 4 deliveries. Karnataka crossing the 50-run mark, 53 for 1. $53 for 1, Karnataka. Akila coming in the ball outside the off stump, the ball turning away from the batsman. Attempt by Afzal to drive square of the wicket. Fails to make contact. The wicketkeeper, Ranadeepa Vijay Surya, gathers. But Afzal firmly entrenched in his crease. Slightly open delivery, rising a little after pitching. And again, Afzal content to watch it into the hands of the wicketkeeper. No addition to the total. 53 for 1. Akila Jayasuriya tossing the ball from hand to hand, comes in and bowls, and Again, the ball pitching on the off and moving away from him, forcing a run deeper. The wicketkeeper to dive to his right to collect. He does so quite smartly. No runs accruing to the Karnataka total. There's Akila again. And this time he's bowled him. He's bowled him, the ball pitching on the leg and coming into the batsman. Beaten by the bounce there is Afzal Khan as he tried to push, but I think he was a bit late also in bringing his bat down. The ball, of course, skipping away after pitching and hitting the off and middle stump. And Afzal Khan walks back after scoring 7 runs. So Karnataka lose their second wicket, 53 for 2. Yashwant walking up to join Manu at the wicket. A lovely delivery there from Akila. He changed his line in length. He was attacking the off stump, but this time he bowled more on the leg and middle, and the ball turning into the bat, away from the batsman. In fact, Afzal Khan, beaten by the pace and bounce of that delivery, was not unable to bring his bat down in line with it and had his wickets dislodged. So 53 for 2, the Karnataka total after 7.5 overs. So Akila bagging a wicket in his very first over, in charge from the far end. There he is as the new man, Yashwant. Tall Yashwant settles down in his block hole as Akila looks around and comes in and bowls, and this time has been driven square of the wicket. The ball hitting the bottom of the bat and going towards the point region, but only a single. A possibility of a second run was there, but Yashwant not quite ready to come back. Manu wanting the run, but Yashwant in his crease, and they decide against it. That's the end of the over. So after 8 overs, the Karnataka total 54 for the loss of 2 wickets. Yassi Breeze, would you like to say anything on this situation now?
It's an important phase of the game here for both teams. Team Karnataka would be hoping for a good little partnership to be stitched on by these two. They just have to ensure that they bat for another 4-5 overs with risk-free cricket. Boundaries will come along. There will be those bad deliveries to put it away. But they got to ensure that they don't lose wickets in the next 4 or 5 overs. Continue batting for a longer duration. Move on until the 14th, 15th over. Then you've got the batters coming in to use the long handle to get the big hits going on. On the other hand, Sri Lanka would be hoping to sneak through another wicket here. Try and put the brakes on Team Karnataka. As we speak, a good delivery, trying hard, going hard at that. Getting beaten on that occasion. They've got fairly decent spinners here, Team Karnataka. And so does Team Sri Lanka. It's a pitch which is going to assist the spinners as well. Looking at the field here, the batsman is eyeing over extra cover. Oh, tried to hit that hard. Yorked himself there. A daring delivery that was. A well-flighted delivery. Bhuvanika, the bowler. Another flighted delivery, hit it towards wide of for a boundary. Much better. A very good batting there. This time he didn't try to hit it too hard. He just timed it beautifully past extra cover for a boundary. Another flighted delivery. Pitched up to the batsman. And the result is good for Karnataka. Another full toss. This time missing out. He's not happy with that. Just disappointed with himself not to put away the full toss. Wide conceded there. Bowler has to be careful here not to allow too many freebies on the batters. I understand it's difficult for the leg spinner to control the ball, but you can't be bowling such flighted deliveries so often here. Another boundary to the batsman of Karnataka, Yashwant. Full toss on the legs. He swept it towards no man's land there, towards deep square leg for another boundary. Second boundary in the over here. It's a good result here for Team Karnataka. Another flighted delivery. Hit it again in the gap. And tries to cut that away. Misfields it. And lets the ball race away to the boundary. That is the third boundary in the over here for Team Karnataka. And Yashwant getting the runs up here for Team Karnataka. 67 now. 67 for 2. 9 overs gone. 67 for 2. Team Karnataka. Good looking shot once again from Manu. He's looking in fine touch. Striking the ball quite well, timing it beautifully. Again, timed it beautifully, but there's a fielder placed there at the boundary line. Again, wonderful piece of timing from Manu. Punching it hard, getting the timing right. Would give him a lot of confidence here. 68 for 2 in the 10th over. Short pitch delivery. You could see the difference there between the two batsmen. Yashwant was a bit late on that. That's the reason why he had to go back completely on the back foot, try to cut it. Result, using power, he hit that ball towards the fielder. And Manu, on the other hand, played so smoothly with better timing and hit it in the gap for a single. Shows that such a good form Manu is in today. Short pitch delivery, mistimed it, fielder coming around it. Oh, just bounce ahead of him. Should be a couple of runs there. He didn't time it well. It was a short pitch delivery, all right. But couldn't hit it off the middle of the bat. Top edged it and got a couple of runs. Very fortunate that the fielder was quite away from the ball. Feel that he's losing patience here. Trying to overhit the ball. A dot ball to finish off the over. 10 overs completed. Score moving on to 70 for the loss of 2 wickets.
change in the bowling from the pavilion end. Mohammad Shamir in charge of operations. Shamir, who bowled well the other day, picked up 4 wickets for 35 runs, I think. Batted pretty well also for some 20 odd runs. He's in charge of operations from the pavilion end. And on strike is Manu. Comes in and bowls. Flighted, and that has been hit slightly up his shot over there to long on, but the fielder he got his hands to it, was not able to keep it there, and it hits his hands and goes over the line for a boundary. I think that was Akila Jayasundara on the fence. 2 runs to the total. Mohammad Shamir, and this time he goes on one knee and hoists it over the long on fence for 6 runs. Brilliant shot there by Manu. A boundary and a 6 as he moves up to 47 from 28 deliveries. 80 for the loss of 2 wickets. Manu, all guns blazing from the very start. And let's see how soon he gets to his 50. Here comes Mohammad Shamir outside the off stump. The ball pitching well up to him and keeping low there. Wide, says the umpire. Total moves up to 81 for 2. Certainly, Karnataka needing those big hits. They are to reach the target of 170 that their captain, Mr. Arvind Reddy, is hoping for. And this time, nicely timed and pushed all along the ground to the long off region. Picked up there by the captain, and before the throw in comes, the 2 of them cross off for a very sharp second run as well. So 83 for 2, as you could be here listening to the cheers and the encouragement from the Karnataka dugout over here, right of the commentary position. Manu on 49. In comes Mohammad Shamir. Pushed gently down the track as Manu comes forward to it. Mohammad Shamir doing his own fielding. Manu on 49 from 30. In comes Shamir, and this time Manu steps out to that one and hoists it right across to the right of the side screen for a huge 6. And he gets his 50. Manu on 55 from 31. 89 for the loss of 2 wickets. Manu on 55. The player wearing jersey number 100 is on 55. And this has been driven powerfully but straight to the fielder at bid off. Picked up there, no question of a run. That's the end of the over. 89 for the loss of 2 wickets. Manu on 55 from 32. Yashwant batting on 15 from 11. And Karnataka slowly but surely inching their way towards a formidable total. With 11 overs gone. 9 still remaining. Another 80 odd runs should certainly be a possibility, considering the fact that they still have a couple of big hitters awaiting their turn if they get them. And let's see how much the Lankans can do to stop this flow of runs. At the moment, they are under a lot of pressure, no doubt about it. Akila Jayasundara once again in charge of operations from the far end, the Samprasiddhi Sports Stadio end or the Hajj Bhavan end. And on strike there is the tall Yashwant. In comes Akila, and Yashwant goes for a mighty heave towards the long off region, mid-wicket long off region, but does not make any contact, completely misses it. And the wicket keeper had the bails off. No question of any decision over there, I think, as the it was referred to the third umpire, but the batter is not out. Yashwant on strike there. 89 for 2, Karnataka. Given by the umpire. One more run comes to Karnataka. 90 for the loss of 2 wickets. Yashwant on strike. And this time he connects it nicely on the rise there and pulls it away to the long on fence for 4 runs. Slightly over-pitched, and Manu's Yashwant saw it all the way. Timed it nicely there. There's no fielder anywhere close to it. 4 runs to the Karnataka total. 94 for 2. Akila yet again from the far end. The ball pitching on the off and moving away from the batter. Yashwant watching it into the glass. Wide call, says the umpire. Karnataka getting one more to the total. 95 for the loss of 2 wickets. One more wide there. A similar delivery. And another run to Karnataka. $96 for 2. And this has been hoisted. Lofted shot over there between mid wicket and long on. The two of them going across for 2 runs. The ball stopping after pitching. And the outfield over there. And Karnataka move up to 98 for the loss of 2 wickets. Once again, a white call given by the umpire. So this is going to be a very long over, I reckon. A lofted shot over there, but the fielder, Kasoon, not getting to it. Karnataka touching 100 for 2. So Karnataka reaching the 100-run mark for the loss of 2 wickets. And the player with jersey number 100 turns it around. The wicket, mid-wicket, take one, come for the second. Comfortably there. $102 for 2 wickets, Karnataka. $102 for the loss of 2 wickets. One more delivery remaining in this over, the 12th of the innings. 102 for 2. Manu on 57 of 33. Yashwant on 22 of 18. He's been played square of the wicket there towards the deep point region. A comfortable single to be had. That's the end of the over. Manu keeping strike, and Karnataka move up to 103 for the loss of 2 wickets. 12 overs gone, 8 more remaining. How much will Karnataka get in those 8 overs? Is the interesting point over here. Still have a lot of powerful hitters in the order, and certainly something like a score of 170 or so would be achieved. Sri Lanka got the 2 wickets earlier on, but after that they've not been successful. Hundred and three for two. Batted away to the mid-off region by Manu, and he scampers across for a single of the delivery from Mohammad Shamir, operating from the pavilion end. On strike now is the tall and lanky Yashwant. In goes Shamir, pitched up to the batsman. Once again, Yashwant goes back and pushes it down on the offside. Before it's returned, they go through for a quick single, bringing Karnataka to 105 for the last 2 wickets. 2 overs gone in this 13th over. Mohammad Shamir again, well pitched up, and again Manu drives to the long off region, and before the skipper Paliwate comes in and throws it to Shamir, they have time enough to go through for a single. 106 for 2, the total. Mohammad Shamir, flighted delivery, and Yashwant goes for a mighty shot on the onside. The ball turning away from him, does not make contact. Luckily for him, the ball missing the stumps as well. Gathered well by Randeepa. Mohammad Shamir again, and this time it's been lobbed high. 2 players going for it, and it's been held there by, I think that is Udita Rajashekara, who brings off a good catch, and Yashwant walking back to the pavilion. So Karnataka losing their 3rd wicket. 106 for the loss of 3 wickets. Yashwant out for 23 of 17 deliveries. Here comes Ibriza's favourite player, the birthday boy, Tejas Muralidhar, taking his place at the wicket, joining Manu. Still batting there with 60 of 36 deliveries. Tejas, very good striker of the ball. $106 for 3, the Karnataka total. 12.5 overs gone. One more delivery remaining in Mohammad Shamir's over, who struck now. Had the lanky Yashwant caught very well there by Udita Rajashekara. Manu and Tejas having a chat there. At the wicket, on strike there is Manu to face that final delivery of the Zova from Mohammad Shamir. 106 for 3, the Karnataka total. 12.5 overs gone. The last ball coming up from the pavilion end. In goes Mohammad Shamir and bowls. Slightly short of length. Batted back to the mid-off region. And Tejas comes quickly back for the second run. The total moving up to 108 for the loss of 3 wickets. That's the end of the over. 13 overs gone, 108 for the loss of 3 wickets. Manu batting very, very well over there with 62 of 37 deliveries. And joining him is Tejas Muralidhar. His birthday. Quite tall and athletically built. There he is, taking guard from the umpire. And I think it's going to be Bhuvaneka Pasanaike in charge of operations. Change of ends for him. He bowled 1 over from the pavilion end and is now being brought on from the far end. The ball to the new man, Tejas Muralidhar. Dominantly offside field, flighted delivery, and here goes Tejas and simply lofts it over to the long off boundary for 6 runs. So the birthday boy is celebrating his birthday in glorious fashion on the very first delivery, slamming the ball for a 6. Karnataka moving up to 114 for the loss of 3 wickets. The first ball of the 14th over dispatched for a maximum. Bhuvaneka Basanaike, the bowler. Flighted delivery, and Tejas picked it up very well. Connected on the half volley, and this almost Yorker length ball pushed back by Tejas on the offside. Bhuvaneka doing his own fielding as he turns in again. Again, a slower delivery, well flighted, but this time a lofted shot towards the long on fence, but only a single as a return there from Sisuru Samarasinghe comes into the non-strikers end. Total moving up to 115 for 3. In comes Bhuvaneka again. Well flighted, and Manu comes out to the pitch of that delivery and just bangs it over the mid-wicket region for a huge 6. A superb shot there from Manu. Karnataka moving up to 121 for the loss of 3 wickets. Bhuvaneka Basanaike continues from the far end, comes in and bowls. A well-flatted delivery, taken on the full and just punched away past the cover, extra cover region for 4. I think there was also a no ball signal by the umpire. $126 for 3. The total, Manu moving on to 72 from 39 deliveries. Free hit coming up, and there it is. Manu again plays it on the rise, bangs it towards long off, but only a single, which brings Tejas to face Bhuvaneka again. And let's see what Tejas can do. 127 for 3. 13.5 overs gone. One more delivery remaining in this over from Bhuvaneka Basanaike. Bhuvaneka comes in, a flutter delivery, and this has been dispatched to the mid-wicket fence. I think that's 4. Yes, it is. An uppish shot between the two players there, but no chance. The power carrying it well past both of them before they could come anywhere near that ball. So that's the end of the over. 131 for 3 after 14 overs. 6 more remaining. So the batters inching closer and closer to the target which their captain thought would be very eminently achievable, somewhere in the region of 170. 131 for 3. And it's going to be Mohammad Shamir again, I think. The captain, Tusit Paliwate, having a word with his players as he sets the field. Mohammad Shamir wanting, which Mohammad Shamir wants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the offside. There's nobody in the close catching positions, and quite rightly so, considering that only 6 overs remain and the batters are surely going to go for the big ones. In goes Mohammad Shamir, flatted delivery, and this has been lifted right up to the long off fence for 4 runs. 135 for 3. Manu on 77 from 41. Tejas on 11 from 4. Here goes Mohammad Shamir again. This time a flatter delivery, the ball rising slightly after pitching outside the leg stump, turned away towards the mid-wicket region. Only a single to be had, pushing up the total to 135 for the loss of 3 wickets of 14.2 overs, which takes Manu on to 78 from 42. Tejas batting on 11 from 4. Hit a glorious 6 the previous over. This time he pushes it towards the cover region. Manu wanting a single, Tejas sends him back, and quite rightly so, as that return came very sharply indeed. A wide ball this time from Mohammad Shamir, well outside the off stump. Tejas just watching it into the gloves of the wicketkeeper, Ranadeepa Vijay Surya. Mohammad Shamir again. Another wide, almost a similar delivery. 2 more added to the total. 137 for the loss of 3 wickets. 3 more deliveries remaining in the 15th over of the innings. This has been driven towards the long off region. Not timing it very well there, Tejas. Played it rather late, the ball hitting the bottom of his bat. Nevertheless, the two of them have time enough to cross over for a single. 139 for the loss of 3 wickets. 2 more deliveries remaining. And this time, Manu goes for a mighty heave on the onside. Fails to make contact. A longish over, certainly. Mohammad Shamir, right arm over the wicket, and this time Manu goes for it. But gathered well there by the captain, Tusit Paliwate, on the first bounce. That's the end of the over. 2 of them cross over for a single. 140 for 3 after 15 overs. 5 overs remaining, and certainly another 30-40 runs could be added. Yes, Ibris.
What an innings he's playing, Manu, here. 79 of 44 deliveries with 10 boundaries and 3 sixes. Batting along with the birthday boy, Tejas Muralidhara, batting on 12 of 6 deliveries with 1 boundary and a 6. This has been a brilliant batting effort from Team Karnataka. 140 for 3, 15 overs completed. Some of the bowlers have turned out to be very expensive here for Team Sri Lanka, paying the price for flighting the delivery on numerous occasions here. And you got to understand the kind of batsman you're bowling to. Manu is a fantastic striker of the cricket ball. He's got a lot of boundaries and sixes in this inning so far, and Team Karnataka would be hoping for him to continue till the finish of the innings here. Get a triple-digit number on his back as well. already sports the jersey number 100. He's on par here in order to get a triple digit number under his belt as well. More problems here for Sri Lanka as the run rate of Team Karnataka is quite high. And still 5 overs remaining in this innings of Team Karnataka, and still a few big hitters are sitting in the dugout yet to bat. Not so good news here for Sri Lanka. They somehow got to get a big wicket here of Manu. If they can get a big wicket of Manu and try and get another one, which is Tejas Muralidhara, then they can hope for restricting Team Karnataka to 170, 180. Otherwise, they are looking at a score of over 200 here. Looks like the wicket keeper is changed. Not sure what the reason behind it is. Maybe just want to change things around here. Here we go. Short pitch delivery, pull that away, but there's a fielder there. Ball just skids and bounces over the fielder. He set himself up. The only mistake the fielder the ball, rather than sitting back in his position, hoping the ball. Manu, another boundary for Manu. Another sweetly timed shot from Manu. They're asking for a change in ball. Probably has gone into water. Soaked up some water there outside the boundary rope. So they're going to look out for another ball. .144 for 3 in the 16th over. Manu still batting beautifully at 83 runs of 45 deliveries. Another 17 runs for him to score a 100 here. Magnificent 100. Will it be the first 100 of this tournament? We'll have to find out here. Manish Vavita to continue. The bowling to Manu. Slower delivery down the leg side. Another wide. Lot of extras in this innings here of Team Sri Lanka. In fact, they've bowled 12 wide so far in this innings. So they've already bowled 2 overs extra here, courtesy wide deliveries. Lost a little bit of a discipline here, which they had shown in the earlier games. The cause could be back-to-back games here. Not fit enough to be playing back-to-back games here. In fact, they've played for 3 consecutive days. It takes a toll on their body. Of course, these guys are not professional cricketers, not professional athletes to be built to perform on this platform. So you've got to give them a little bit of a slack here. Manish to continue bowling to Manu. Full toss, driven it down the ground, will only be a single. In fact, a misfield there enables the batsman to come back for the second run. Good response from Tejas. He knew that there was a misfield there and immediately he was off for the second run. Allowing Manu to come back on strike now. Manu has moved on to 85 now. Pull that away. Another misfield. It's not been a good day for Team Sri Lanka, dropping catches and misfields. A lot of fumbles as well. Not the usual Sri Lankan team we've seen in the first few games here. But like I mentioned earlier, 3 days in a row takes a toll on your body. This is the third game they are playing in 3 days. Manish to Tejas now. Hits it hard, but straight to the fielder at deep point, who throws it to the fielder at covers. A bit of a relay throw there. Brings Manu back on batting on 87 now. Correction, 86. With that single, 150 up on the board for Team Karnataka. Happy smiles there in the dugout. They're quite happy with the way things have gone so far in this innings. And they're not done yet. Again, another one drifted down the leg side. Disappointment for the captain. I'm sure he's disappointed here with the bowling effort and the fielding effort in this innings, in this game against a big team, Team Karnataka. On the other hand, you can hear the smiles and laughter in the dugout of Team Karnataka. Shows how comfortable they feel at this point of time in the game, how relaxed they are in this game. Courtesy Manu. Short pitch delivery, this time pulled it away in the gap. That has raced away to the boundary for... What a shot that was. With that boundary, he moves on to 90s. What a good shot it was. Short pitch delivery on his hips. Pulled that away in the gap behind square for a boundary. What is the answer from Manish here for that boundary? He's bowled a few wides, given away a couple of boundaries as well. What is the comeback delivery here? Can he bend his back, bowl it in the right area? And that is the story of the day. By signal by the umpire this time. 4 runs conceded against Team Sri Lanka. 16 overs gone. The new 2 batsmen out there in the center, Manu and Tejas Muralidhara. Sixteen gone. Team Karnataka 159 for the loss of 3 wickets. Spinner in place. That's in the air. 2 fielders converging. And it sails over them. Hits it off the bottom of the bat and still clears the boundary ropes. That's some sort of power there from Tejas Muralidhara, the birthday boy. Good shot by him, stepping down the track. Didn't connect it as well as he would have liked, but still the result being on his side. Oh, tries to sit back and tries to pull that. Ball hurried up on him. Mohammad Shamir, the bowler, who's already conceded 39 runs. 5 bowlers used up in the innings so far. Oh, there's no doubt about the timing on that one. That is a massive sixer over deep mid-wicket. What a shot that was from Tejas Muralidhar, the birthday boy. Down on one knee and struck it beautifully over mid-wicket for a sixer. Stepping down the track once again, fielder misjudged it and sails over him once again. In He's being on the heat here for Sri Lanka. On to 177 for 3 in time. Tejas Muralidhar with 4 sixes, batting on 31. This is an onslaught here from Team Karnataka. Once again, same result, different direction. Again down on one knee, pitched up delivery, a flighted delivery, down on one knee and he struck it. Wow, I tell you, these shots from Tejas Muralidhar, sixes in any ground in India. And he's not done, I can tell you that. Gets it the edge of the bat and still's got enough bat on it. And they managed to get a couple of runs. In fact, a boundary there, a lucky boundary. Very fortunate there, Tejas Muralidhar stepping down the track, getting a leading edge. And just past the fielder at short third. That is fantastic batting from the batsmen of Team Karnataka. Today they're showing what they're capable of. We felt it's a slowed wicket, but the batters are proving us wrong here. 187 for 3 after the completion of 17 overs. "81 runs partnership of just 25 deliveries. What a partnership this has turned out to be, a game-changing partnership. The other day, Team Karnataka chased down a big total to beat Team Andhra. Today, they've got the score now in the 17th over. And they are accelerating. And Manu on strike now, batting on 90 of 49 deliveries, along with Tejas Muralidhar. Manish Vivatia on from the Haj Bhavan end, short pitch delivery, outside off stump, cut away for a single. Another figures have spoiled. He's picked up a wicket now of Yashwant. Bhuvan was 2 runs of 3 overs. Slower delivery, played it back to the bowler. A very rare dot ball in the last. It's been an onslaught here by these two batsmen. 188 for 3. Team Sri Lanka. The shoulders are down, the energy is down. After being hit all over the park here at some facilities. Oh, down the leg side, very fortunate there. Batsman missed it. Dot ball. Manish to continue bowling to Tejas. Slow delivery. Hammered it over mid-on for a boundary. That is a very good shot. Stepping down the track. Even though it was a slow, he read it quite well. And used his wrist to turn it around and drag it over mid-on for a boundary. Very smart shot that is. He had to use his wrist to generate the power and the direction that he want to hit it towards. Because this time, result is the same. Fantastic hit to the boundary from Tejas, entertaining the crowd here at Samprasiddhi Sports Stadium. It's raining boundaries and sixes here from Team Karnataka. 196 for 3. 1 ball remaining. Change in the field here. Fine leg comes inside the 30-yard. Long on, long off back. You've got deep point, third man. Deep square leg in place. They've asked for change of ball. $196 for 3. What a batting performance it has been from this team Karnataka. We're in the 18th over of this innings. The toss was won by the skipper of a team and elected to bowl first, and it's turned out to be not a good decision for him. Probably going to be changed the tournament here. Oh, this is wonderful batting. Smart bit of batting there. 200 comes up on the board for Team Karnataka and 50 for Tejas Muralidhara. What a strike that was. Sensible batting and very skillful batting, I must say. 53 of just 18 deliveries with 5 boundaries and 5 sixes. What a knock for Tejas Muralidhara. Truly. And 18 overs completed. Team Karnataka 200 for the loss of 3 wickets. 12 balls remaining in this innings of Team Karnataka. The 2 batsmen out there in the centre. Manu batting on 91 and Tejas Muralidhara compiling his half century. 18 deliveries. Twelve balls remaining in this innings of Team Karnataka. What are they looking at? At least 30 runs on the card here. It's going to be interesting to see how Manu is going to continue from here. He's in the nervous 90s. We know the intentions from Tejas Muralidhara. It's very clear. He's looking for those big hits, innovative shots, powerful shots all around the park. But what is Manu going to do now? It's going to be interesting to see now. The nervous 90s for any batsman in the world, for any level. There we go. Oh, what a strike that was. If the intentions were unclear, he's made it very clear here. A boundary, 11 deliveries remaining, and he needs 6 more to complete. In fact, I've been corrected, 5 more. 11 deliveries remaining in this innings. I can tell you the pace which the Sri Lankan bowlers are bowling at is being thoroughly enjoyed by the batters of Team Karnataka. Short pitch delivery, pull that away. There's a fielder coming around it. Should only be a single as Tejas is watching the ball. Skipper Arvind Reddy unhappy with that running between the wickets, rightly so. Tejas was caught ball watching there. Driven it down the ground for a single. Gives an opportunity for Manu to get back on strike and complete his century here. Batting on 96. Got an interesting field. Slow delivery. Played it in the air. Should reach the fielder on the bounce. Does a good job there, the fielder. Akila on the boundary line. Just a single here. Realized the batsman was stepping down the track, bowled it wide away from him. Unfortunately, it's been called a wide. Oh, this is poor bowling. Poor effort here. This is not going to help any of the Sri Lankan players here. Only brings down the energy. Wide conceded. Along with that, a couple of extras as well. So 3 runs conceded there for Team Karnataka. Helping Karnataka pile up a big total. Driven down the ground for a single. Tejas is asking for a change of bat here. Manu on strike now. Can he hit a big strike here? Plays it down the ground. 2 is the call. Shouldn't be on this occasion. No, rightly so. Good call from Tejas. Avoided the suicidal run out there. A single, and he's going to keep the strike, which is good news for him. He needs 2 runs to complete his century. And Tejas needs a new bat to continue with his innings here. Final over of Team Karnataka coming up here. Right, here we go. Last over, the final over of the innings of Team Karnataka. Manu on strike, needs 2 to complete his century. The skipper of Sri Lanka bowling to him. Oh, missed out on that occasion. He tried to play that delicately towards between the 2 fielders, point and shot third man, as he noticed that there's no fielder there. A dot ball to begin with. Slow delivery, and this time he gets it. That is a wonderful strike, and that is his century. What a strike it is from Manu. Fantastic hit to the boundary and completing a century. What a knock for Team Sri Lanka. 102 of 56 deliveries with 14 boundaries and 3 sixes. Oh, brilliant knock from Manu. Very good delivery from the Sri Lankan captain. A wide Yorker. Intentions are very clear. The plan is very clear from the Sri Lankan captain. Another very good delivery. An attempted Yorker there from the Sri Lankan captain to the set batsman. What is Manu looking to do now? Hits it hard, but there's a fielder placed there, a deep extra cover. Only a single brings back Tejas. What's running in Tejas' mind right now? He knows the bowler is attempting the wide Yorker here, or the slower delivery. Fielders on the boundary line on the offside. He has to move around on the leg side and hit it hard. He hits it hard. He hits it straight. And he gets a boundary to finish off the innings of Team Karnataka. What a strike from Tejas, and what an innings from Manu. This is a fantastic effort from Team Karnataka. They managed to put up a total of 222, a mammoth total. 222 for 3 after the completion of 20 overs. The batters who've done exceedingly well. Manu remained unbeaten on 103 of 59 deliveries with 14 boundaries and 3 sixes. Batted along with Tejas Muralidharan, who scored 59 unbeaten.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Samprasiddhi Sports Stadio. The first ball of the Lankan innings has been dispatched. I think that's the wicketkeeper batsman Randeepa Vijay Surya dispatched down the side screen for 4 runs. Karnataka posting a mammoth total of 222 for 3. The Sri Lankan team needing 223 runs to surpass the total and win this game. Quite a tall proposition, no doubt. As Jagdish goes away from and bowls, this time driven straight to the mid-off region, fielded there by the Karnataka captain, Arvind Reddy. No question of any run, the ball travelling straight to him as he goes down on one knee and makes sure that he stops it. The ball back in the hands of Jagdish. Right arm ball wicket. This has been lofted. This could be dangerous, but well beyond the fielder there. That's Manu, the player who scored a superb century when Karnataka batted. Nevertheless, they go for a single. Sri Lanka 5 for no loss. 3 deliveries remaining. Udita and Ershan, the opening pair for Sri Lanka. Jagdish from the pavilion end, well pitched up to the batsman and taken on the half volley and driven towards the mid-off region there, but a huge shy there from Manu, but he misses the stump by yards and gives away another overthrow there. Two more to the total. 7 for no loss. Udita on 5. Ershan with that double is on 2. Just opening his account. This has been driven towards mid-on there. Mid-wicket and mid-on for 4 runs. Finding the gap between the two players over there. And Ershan, Arik Ratnam. Jagdish again. This one on the middle and leg stump turned away to the vacant mid-wicket region there. A fielder chasing it. I think that's stages. But before the throw could come in, the two of them cross over for a comfortable 2 runs. That's the end of the first over. Sri Lanka picking up 13 runs from that over from Jagdish. Very, very tall chase there for Sri Lanka. And Afzal Khan in charge of operations from the far end. The player who opened the innings along with his captain. Now opening the bowling there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the offside. And this has been turned away. This could be, yes, a brilliant catch being taken there by, I think that's Manu. And that shot, the Sri Lankan attempting to pull it away, doesn't connect properly. The ball takes the top of the bat and lobs towards the between mid wicket and mid on, and Manu running in from mid wicket took a nice tumbling catch over there. He lost his balance in the process, but nevertheless held on to the ball. So Afzal striking with his very first delivery. Sri Lanka 13 for 1. So the wicketkeeper batsman, Ranadeepa, walking back to the pavilion. Ranadeepa Vijay Surya. The new man in is joining Ershan Arigaratnam. Should be the Lankan skipper. He normally comes in one down. Ershan on strike there, facing up to the second delivery of the Zoa from Afzal, operating from the far end. To see Paliwal, and that could be another wicket over there, but just over the head of the leaping Manu. But the batsmen go through for 2 runs. Ershan Paliwate joining Tusit Paliwate, I beg your pardon, joining Ershan Arigaratnam, the wicket. There was an uppish stroke, just eluding Manu at mid wicket. Afzal comes in and bowls. Quicker delivery, keeping low, guided into the vacant short third man point region, fielded there and returned back to the bowler. No addition to the total. On the middle and leg stump, an attempt to turn it away towards the leg side. Irshan not quite connecting the ball. I think hit his pads and ran down. The two of them crossover for a cheeky single, though. An attempt by the wicketkeeper to have a shy at the striker's end, but he missed the stumps. Backed up well, of course, by his fielders. Tejas Muralidhar, the wicketkeeper, who struck a brilliant 55 when he batted, put on more than 117 runs with Manu, the centurion. And this has been pulled towards the mid-on region. Manu again diving to his left and stopping that ball. This shot from the Lankan captain, Tusit Paliwate, a firm striker of the ball, played some good innings here. And this one, an attempt by him to turn it away on the leg side. Doesn't quite get hold of it. The ball just lobs towards the onside on the track there. The wicketkeeper, Tejas Muralidhar, does the fielding. Tries to knock the stumps down in a swift backhanded throwing action. But nevertheless, Tusit Paliwate, well grounded inside his crease. He also missed the stumps by a couple of yards, no doubt about that. So Sri Lanka then 16 for 1 after 2 overs, needing 207 runs in 108 deliveries. Quite a tall proposition. Very huge target set up there by the Karnataka team, with century from Manu and a half century by the birthday boy Tejas, starting that huge total. The Lankans already having lost a wicket, that of the opener, Ranadeepa Vijay Surya. I don't know if he was injured when he was keeping wickets, because for some time it was the Lankan captain Tusit Paliwate who donned the pads and was behind the stumps. And this has been chopped away. The ball taking the outrage and going over the third man fielder there, the third man fence. Short third man fielder, no chance of getting to it. And the ball lobbing over the heads of the fielders for 4 runs. Jagdish once again in charge of operations. The ball being handed over to him by the captain, Arvind Reddy, sporting the number 99. 20 for 1. Sri Lanka. Jagdish again, a short pitch delivery, and is been dispatched to the mid-on, long-on fence for 4 runs by Irshan. The ball rising after pitching, and Irshan on the rise struck it well over the heads of the fielders over there. No question of anyone getting to it. The Lankans getting 4 runs. 24 for the loss of 1 wicket. In goes Jagdish again from the pavilion and comes in and bowls slightly over pitch, and this was chopped away towards the point region, but there's no fielder over there close by. It was in the air for some time, but no chance of anyone getting anywhere near it. Anyway, the two of them cross over for a single, which brings to seat Paliwate on strike. 25 for the loss of 1 wicket. The Sri Lankans chasing, as I told you, a target of 223 to win. Let's see how Jagdish is going to attack the Lankan captain. And he comes in and bowls an off-pitch delivery, driven straight to mid-on there. But the non-striker Irshan wanting a single to seat, sending him back. Going straight to the fielder. The ball back in the hands of Jagdish as he goes away on the pavilion end and bowls once again a similar looking shot there by the Lankan captain. Does not get hold of it appreciably enough. And again the same situation. No run resulting in the end of the over. 25 for the loss of 1 wicket. Certainly the Lankans under pressure. How much of a psychological impact the huge total has had is difficult to estimate, but then certainly any team would be feeling quite a bit when they read that total on the board. The required run rate more than 11 and over. 25 for 1 after 3 overs. And they are just about 8 plus and over. The requirement more than 11 and over. So that gives you an indication of how much the Lankans need to do. And in comes Afzal Khan. The ball takes the outrage of Irshan's bat and trickles down towards the slip region. Fielded there. No question of a run. The 4th over of the first power play of 6 overs. Afzal Khan, and this time outside the leg stump, attempt by Irshan to swing it away on the leg side towards the square leg of the fine leg region, missing it completely. Tejas gathers. No run, no addition to the total. Another dot ball there by Afzal, who picked up a wicket with his very first delivery the previous over. In he comes from the far end, a short pitch delivery and swung away towards the over mid wicket for 4 runs. Fielder there making a valiant attempt. I think that Shiv Shankar ran in from the deep to his right, a good 15 yards or so. Was not able to stop the ball at all as it crosses the ropes for 4 runs. So Sri Lanka moving up to 30 for 1 in the 4th over of the innings. 4 more deliveries still remaining. As Afzal Khan gets ready to send down the 3rd delivery of this over. And this time Irshan has pushed it away on the leg side to the deep square leg region. And stopped there by Jagdish, who has a long run from fine leg, but concedes only 2 runs to Irshan. Sri Lanka going up to 32 for 1. Jagdish now being asked to come at the short fine leg region. And this has been lofted high, chest there on the far side, but the ball lops behind the fielder and he loses his balance over there as well. But we'll wait for the umpire's signal. Just 2 runs. Accruing to the total. And this has been driven on the offside by Irshan straight back to the bowler. It did have some punch in it, but on his follow through, Afzal did well to pick it up. 34 for 1. One more remaining in this over. Has been lofted high over the vacant deep square leg region for another 4. A bad delivery, punished accordingly. Just about 2-3 fielders on the leg side. A bad ball there by Afzal. And the Lankan total going up to 38 for the loss of 1 wicket after 4 overs. 2 more overs remaining in the power play. Is there going to be a bowling change now? Jagdish handing his cap over. He's going to continue his bowling from the pavilion end. And on strike there is Tusit Paliwate, the Lankan captain. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 fielders in an arc on the offside in the 30-yard circle. Well pitched up delivery, keeping low and going right across to the wicketkeeper who stops the ball. The Lankan captain not able to get anything out of it. Jagdish again, right arm over the wicket, goes in and bowls, and well pitched up once again on the offside. The ball rising appreciably to see it going for the drive on the offside. Fails to make contact. 38 for 1. Jagdish attacking the off stump. Here he goes away and bowls, and this is struck very well to the long on region for a huge 6. Jagdish straying in line and length with this one on the leg stump, and to see just lunged into it and dispatched it for a 6. In goes Jagdish again. A short pitch delivery, and this is once again been turned away over the head of the mid-wicket fielder for 4 runs. A brilliant shot there. Afzal somehow not been able to find his line in length, straying in both areas and getting the punishment he deserves. 48 for the loss of 1 wicket. 175 needed from 92 deliveries. It often happens that when a very big total is set up, the tendency is to be a little overconfident. And this time, better looking delivery from Afzal. The ball pitching triple shot, but eluding the flashing blade of the Lankan skipper. as he fails to make contact with that one as it hastened off the wicket. No addition to the total, which remains on 48 for 1. One more ball remaining in this over from Jagdish. Tusit on 10, Irshan on 31. This time Tusit pulls it towards the long on mid-on region, and no question of a run over there. End of the over. So after 5 overs, Sri Lanka are 48 1. Yes, Idris, what do you think of the start?
48 for 1, not bad of a start here from team Sri Lanka. 5 overs completed, one more over remaining of the power play. The good news for team Sri Lanka is that Irshan is still out there in the centre, batting on 31 of 16 deliveries with 5 boundaries, along with the skipper of team Sri Lanka, Tusit Palivate. They've got a mammoth total here to chase down. Still need 175 runs in 90 deliveries. Arvind Reddy persisting on Jagdish to bowl 3 overs in a trot. Even though he's been a slight expensive, giving away 32 runs. But still, they've got the confidence because they've got the runs on the board here. 222 is what they've managed to score. Team Karnataka, courtesy excellent innings from Manu. 103 not out. And Tejas remain beaten on 43. In fact, 53. Looks like it's going to be Afzal Khan to continue. Short pitch delivery, pull that away. There's a fielder placed there. Long gone. Quite interesting to see that it's a short pitch delivery outside off stump. You would have been better off trying to cover. He on side towards long gone. Just a single on that occasion. Put the bat away. Going on, get the run flowing here. Fantastic delivery, beats the batsman and the keeper as well. 4 runs there. With that boundary, 50 runs on the board for Team Sri Lanka. Good delivery from Afzal Khan, getting the outside edge of the batter, but no slip in place. Oh, that ball kept a tad low there. Batsman was looking to hit it on the rise, missed out on that occasion. Got to understand where your boundary areas are going to be. The bowler like Afzal Khan, who's bowling a tight line, got to be looking to hit straight or over mid-off. That is exactly what he was trying to do. Gets beaten on that occasion. That was the right delivery for him. It was in his slot, but unfortunately missed out. Sri Lanka playing their 3rd game in a row. 3 games in 3 days takes a toll on your body. It showed today with the bowling and fielding. Chance of run out there. Direct hit was needed. Missed by barely a margin. And they managed to get a single of it. Like I mentioned, Sri Lanka playing the 3rd game in 3 days. Takes a toll on their body. They've travelled and reached Bangalore. And one of the reasons why it was a tired bowling effort from Team Sri Lankan bowlers. The fielding was not up to the mark, which we saw in the first 2 games. Result, Karnataka piling up on a big total. That is struck over covers. Not sure if he's got enough bat on it. Yes, he has. That runs a welcome boundary here to finish off the over of Afzal Khan. So that brings us to the end of the power play. 6 overs gone. Team Sri Lanka 58 for 1. The new bowler introduced into the attack from the pavilion end. It is the left arm orthodox Rajesh. Good move here from the skipper Arvind Reddy just after the power play, bringing in the left arm spinner. So far, we've seen him bowl in this tournament, bowls it slightly quickish. Got an interesting field here. A field set for a batsman who's in the attack mode. Got the three fielders behind square on the offside in the 30-yard mark. We've got the short third, backward point, and a point fielder who's moving around a bit towards more closer towards cover region. We've got the extra cover fielder at the boundary. Afzal Khan there, the boundary rider. Quite interesting field here. Very interesting, very unique field setting here. Goes at it hard, miss it there. Two fielders converging. Did all the hard work, reached the ball, but couldn't manage to hold on to it. It's a good effort though. A risky shot from the batter from Sri Lanka. Got to be very careful here. It's the first delivery you're facing of a new bowler. The left arm orthodox, he's looking for the turn. Stepping down the track this time, hitting it down, long gone. Much better shot. Got to play risk-free cricket here for another few overs to get their eye in, to get themselves in a position where they feel that they can get underneath the ball to clear it. Short pitch delivery. Got to be disappointed with that. A misfield allowing a single there. Manu, the fielder, a tired fielder here after scoring a century on a hot day here at Samprasiddhi Sports Stadium. Cut away off the back foot. There's no fielder there. Afzal Khan who has to race over there. Cuts it away for a couple of runs. Not enough punch on that. A back foot cut shot. Very interesting field setting here. The reason why I say that we've got covers in place and a backup fielder, deep extra cover. Having said that, a wicket falls of Team Sri Lanka. Celebration time here. Wicket number 2 goes down. What an important wicket it was at an important time here for Team Karnataka and played the wrong there. Struck him outside off stump. Straight away the umpire says not out. Struck him way out. Good over from Rajesh comes to an end. That brings us to the end of 7 over 163 for the loss of 2 wickets. Going on in the mind of the Sri Lankan skipper. Under pressure here. Looking to chase down a mammoth total of 223 in 20 overs. It's going to be history in the making if they manage to chase that down. But by the looks of it, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to come close to this chase. Taking some time here to get himself ready to face Shiva Shankar. I'm waiting to watch Arvind Reddy get into action here today with the ball. Missed out with the bat. Oh, short pitch delivery down the leg. Missed out. Oh, that is not so good news. That is not so smart cricket from the Sri Lankan captain. Tries the dill scoop and scooped it straight back at the bowler Shiva Shankara. That is wicket number 3 going down for Sri Lanka, and this is good news for Team Karnataka. Shiva Shankara picking up the wicket here, the big wicket of the skipper. Looking at the language of the Sri Lankans, seems like they've already given up. The confidence is high. The and for those of you who've just joined us, this is the South India edition here at Sampati Sports Stadio. Match number 8 going on between Team Sri Lanka versus Team Karnataka. Toss was won by the skipper of Team Sri Lanka and elected to bowl first. And Team Karnataka, after being asked to put to bat, have put up a mammoth total of 222 for the loss of 3 wickets in their 20 overs. Courtesy Manu scoring an unbeaten 103, and Tejas Muralidhara remained unbeaten on 53. In return, Sri Lanka struggling here, losing the 3rd wicket in the form of their skipper. Short pitch delivery, fielder coming around will only retrieve the ball from the boundary line as it is a sixer. Loose delivery from Shiva Shankara, being put away between the 2 fielders and the deep. Word from the dugout is ball further up. Entice the batsman to play the drive. Another shorter pitch delivery. This time slightly quicker. Batsman just had to turn it around for a single. What a lovely day for cricket here. Watch very here for the of South India, including our neighboring country Sri Lanka. So after this outing, they have the All India Advocates Cricket Cup in a few months down at Raipur, and big event coming up in December is the World Cup of the Advocates. It's going to be in December. .72 for 3 in the 8th over. Driven it down the ground. Only be of Manu. It's one thing to have power, another thing, and the most important thing is to place it in the right direction in order to get the desired result. From the pavilion end, Srilanka. The field for the left-hander. You've got the deep mid-wicket, country fielder, and long gone. 3 fielder at long off, and deep extra cover. That is a brilliant piece of bowling there, and excellent piece of glove work from Tejas. The third umpire has been called for. No, not out is the decision from the third umpire. Good piece of glove work from Tejas. But the batsman was quick enough to bring his foot back into the crease. But very good bowling from Rajesh. Enticing the batsman to come forward. Beat him in the flight. And getting him in a little bit of a bother here. Oh, here you go. You don't need a third umpire for that. A shot from the batter, especially after his heart being in his mouth with the previous call for third umpire, who plays the reverse sweep, swept it perfectly towards the hands of the fielder at point. Wicket number 4 goes down for Team Sri Lanka. And this is not so good news here for Team Sri Lanka. Wrapped up on the pads. Clearly down the leg side. Ball from Rajesh. Good tall left arm spinner. A traditional orthodox left arm spin. Bowling from the pavilion end. Going to be interesting to see what the field set is going to be for the new batter. Is Arvind Reddy going to push them by bringing in the fielders and choking them for runs? I'd like to see a slip in place. Like to see the fielders coming up, making the batsmen play the big shot here. They don't have to worry about the runs at this point of time. Got plenty in their kitty. Oh, there you go. You don't need a slip fielder for that. Rajesh does the work, and wicket number 5 goes down for Team Sri Lanka. They're in deep bother now. Wonderful bowling from Rajesh. The batsman playing for the turn. Didn't realize it's an armour from the left arm spinner. Ball pitching and coming back into the right-handed batsman with the arm. And the batsman not skilled enough to understand that, not skilled enough to read that delivery. And the result is another wicket falling. Bowled by Rajesh. Nine gone, 74 for 5. Sri Lanka. Good outing here for Team Karnataka. I'm sure there are going to be celebrations here after the game. The birthday boy is well coming in good. Earlier today, just was hoping, wishing for a good day of cricket here for him and his team. Shiva Shankara to continue. Sri Lanka has to just play along now, try and complete the 20 overs, get some practice going on here to get themselves ready for the 4th game, which is coming up tomorrow. against a weaker side, Team Telangana. As Karnataka will be facing off Team Tamil Nadu tomorrow in a big clash here. The defending champions, Tamil Nadu, will a good delivery from Shiva Shankara. A red error from Tejas Muralidhara by signal by the umpire. 4 runs conceded there. But I'm sure a good opportunity for Arvind Reddy to play around with his bowlers today. Get a few non-bowlers to come into bowl as well. Try and turn their arm around. The words from the dugout for Shiva Shankara. He's got his rhythm here. Late there, straight to the fielder, no run. Stepping down the track, hitting it well, but straight to the fielder at long gone. Should only be a single, even though there's a fumble there. There's no intent from the batters. It's a relaxed time for them. 20 overs, complete the innings here. Just trying to get their run rate up so that tomorrow when they face Telangana, that game will probably move to Plate Cup. Good delivery, very good delivery. Just block that away, and that brings us to the end of the half. 10 overs completed. Team Sri Lanka 79, loss of 5 wickets. Commentary box, it's going to be Mr. Shri here, who's going to take you through the last 10 overs of this innings and the end of this game.
Thank you, Ibris. Sri Lanka in dire straits, as they say. 79 for the loss of 5 wickets after 10 overs, needing a massive 144 of the final 60 deliveries at the rate of 14.40. Who's going to get them? That would be the question. Certainly a very, very big task for any team in this situation, and not just the Sri Lankan Advocates who are here to play in the second edition of the South India Advocates T20 Cricket Tournament 2022 at the Samprasiddhi Sports Stadio here in Bengaluru. Rajesh from the pavilion end, flighted delivery, but it is struck well over the long on fielder there for 6 runs. Sisuru, Samarasinghe and Manesh Vevita at the wicket for Sri Lanka. Sisuru it was who got that maximum. Rajesh comes in and bowls. And another shot over there. But this time, closer fielder. Nevertheless, the ball crossing the line for a boundary. So Sisuru getting 10 runs of the 2 deliveries, taking the total to 18-9 for the loss of 5 wickets in 10.2 overs. Arvind Reddy, the Karnataka skipper, making some arrangements in the field as Rajesh goes in and bowls. And this has been clouded over the mid-wicket and long on for a huge 6. Sisuru just goes down on his knee and just bangs it away. 18 of 10 deliveries. 2 6 at the boundary. And let's see what Rajesh has on offer this time. Better delivery. Well pitched up to the batsman on the offside. Sisiru comes forward to it and just pushes it on the offside to the point region. No question of any run over there. The left-handed Sisiru facing up to Rajesh. Again, an attempt by him to drive square of the wicket. Fails to make contact. Gathered by the wicket keeper. Rajesh again in a hurry to complete his over. Full toss almost. Driven straight towards long on. Long off there for the left-hander. And the batsmen go through for a single. 96 for the loss of 5 wickets after 11 overs. 9 overs remaining, 127 runs in 54 deliveries is the equation at 14.11. Certainly, Karnataka doing very well to set up a huge target for Sri Lanka. Manu struck an absolutely superb century. Tejas got a half century, and both of them, Jagdish also got some vital runs. Yashwant, in fact, and the total went up to 222. So 223 for the Sri Lankan team to win, and it looks to be a very, very tough ask at the moment. They lost 5 of their top order. Sisiru, Samarasinghe, and their right arm medium pacer, Manesh Vavita at the wicket. And in charge of operations there is Shiv Shankar. Comes in and bowls, right arm over the wicket, and this has been lofted over the long off region over there, but straight to the fielder. Just 1 run, which brings Manesh Vavita on strike. There's no fielder in close in catching positions on either side. Just a short third man, a cow point, a point. Arvind Reddy at in the covers. A long off, a long on. A man on the deep mid-wicket fence. A deep square leg. That's the field here for Shiv Shankar. As this one outside the off stump, the batter tries to fed it away square of the wicket. Does not make contact. Tejas collect 97 for 5. The Sri Lankans really have a very, very difficult task ahead of them. And another attempt by Manesh to have a mighty go at that one. Another effort by Tejas to see if he can have a stopping opportunity, but Manesh has his right leg well anchored inside the crease, though he missed the ball completely. Shiv Shankar again, and a similar delivery, the ball leaving him outside the off stump. Tejas gathers, and Manesh not being able to bring back the ball. Let's see what he can do now. And again, a good delivery from Shiv Shankar. The last ball of the Zova coming up, the 12th of the Sri Lankan innings. And this time a better looking pull there from Manesh, but is not able to make proper contact with it. No power at all in that stroke as the ball travels towards the mid-on region towards Manu, who comes and gathers. The batsmen go off for a single. That's the end of the over. After 12 overs, the Sri Lankan total moves up to 98 for the loss of 5 wickets, 125 runs needed, and 48 deliveries. 98 for 5. after 12 overs. It's going to be Rajesh again, who picked up 2 wickets. Two. A change of bowling at the pavilion end. Shiv Shankar has been brought into the attack. Yashwant was the one who bowled the previous over from where Shiv Shankar was bowling, but he's been changed now to see what he can do from the pavilion end. Shivu, the number 15, who struck a mighty 6 to ensure that Karnataka crept through against Andhra with just 3 deliveries remaining. Got them that victory, and here he's in charge of the bowling operations from the pavilion. And Shiv Shankar comes in and bowls a short pitch delivery outside the leg stump and has been dispatched over the square leg umpire for 6 runs. Bad delivery and got the treatment it deserved, with Manesh quickly picking it up and just slamming it over for 6. So with that, Sri Lanka moved past the 100 mark. 104 for the loss of 5 wickets. Shiv Shankar again for the second time this over. Comes in and bowls right arm over the wicket, and one more time Manesh goes for the big one, and he's bowled him. He did not make contact with that, and the ball just hit the leg stump, and the bails were dislodged. For a moment, we were not able to make out what was happening out there. And then, as soon as the batter walked out of the crease, it was evident that he was bowled. So, Shiv Shankar picking up a wicket from this end. So, the right move by the Karnataka captain in changing the end of this bowler, bringing him on from the pavilion end after he had operated from the Samprasiddhi Sports Stadio or the Hajj Bhavan end. He's got a wicket. 104 for the loss of 6 wickets. The task for Sri Lanka getting tougher and tougher with each wicket falling. Of course, Isiru struck some good blows to get a couple of boundaries and sixes, but that's barely enough for them to make a match of it. They've lost the wickets as well, so they are under a lot of pressure at this juncture. Randeepa, the wicket keeper, going up to join Sisiru Samarasinghe. Shiv Shankar getting ready to send down the next delivery of this over, the 13th of the innings, as Randeepa settles down over there to take strike. In goes Shiv Shankar. Slightly overpitched delivery, guided away to the point region there, but they cross over for a quick single, which brings the left-handed Sisiru Samarasinghe on strike as the field changes over for the left-hander. Just about 3 on the leg side. A square leg and on the mid wicket fence. A long off. Let's see what Shiv Shankar can do with this one. Flighted delivery, and this has been hoisted, but he could be out. Yes, he's out. Shiv Shankar strikes again. Sisiru got under it, lofted it towards the side screen, and a running catch over there. Jagdish running to his right, made no mistake, sprinted a good 10 yards or so, and then held on to that catch. So the danger man at the moment was Sisiru Samarasinghe, and he departs, bringing more pressure onto his own team. 105 for the loss of 105 for the loss of 7 wickets. Mohammad Shamir, spinner, coming on to join his partner at the crease. 105 for the loss of 7 wickets. 12.4 overs gone. The equation going to more than 16 and over. Shiv Shankar striking two vital blows here in this over. And this one coming into the batsman from outside the leg stump, being cut away towards the third man region over there near the side screen. Time enough for the two of them to cross over for 2 runs, taking Sri Lanka on to 107 for the loss of 7 wickets. One more delivery remaining in this over from Shishankar. As I was telling you, picked up 2 wickets. Flighted delivery, slightly overpitched. The batter goes down on one knee, drives. Run deeper. 115 runs needed in 42 deliveries. Hundred and 8 for 7. Sri Lankan total after 13 overs. 7 more overs remaining. Yashwant once again in charge of operations from the far end. Comes in and bowls. A leaping action. Turned towards the short square leg region. Fielded there by Afzal Khan. But nevertheless, the two of them cross over for a single. Mohammad Shamir on strike there, taking guard. The Lankans in real trouble at the moment. Almost in an impossible position to get back whatsoever in this game. Shamir pushes it gently towards the point region. No run. Yashwant again. A good length delivery. The ball rising a little after pitching. Shamir not able to offer his bat to that one. The ball goes to the wicket keeper. Yashwant again. This time Shamir pushes it on the offside. Between cover and point over there. Picked up and returned back to the bowler. Time enough for them to cross over for a single. Randeepa Vijay Surya on strike there. Outside the off stump, it chipped away. The ball taking the outer edge and going, but there's No one close to it. It was up in the air for a brief while, picked up on the first bounce there, and returned back to the bowler. 110 for 7 the total. Yashwant bowls again. This has been cut away one more time to the fielder there on the offside. It's the end of the over. The Lankans are 110 for 7, needing another 113 runs in 36 deliveries. Karnataka tightening their grip with every passing over. Well, in that order, considering the fact that they batted first. Sri Lankans winning the toss and asking Karnataka to take first strike, a decision which backfired, allowing Karnataka to post a huge total of 222 runs, with Manu getting to 100, Tejas Muralidhar getting a half century. Contributing the most towards that total for these two players. And Sri Lanka losing wicket as they began their chase over there. 110 for 7 at the end of 14 overs. The fielder just a single. 119 for 7 the total. 15 overs gone, 5 more remaining. 104 runs needed of the final 30 deliveries at almost 20 and over. Mohammad Shamir and Randeepa Vijayasuriya at the wicket. Quite a cool evening out here at the Samprasiddhi Sports Stadio. The field fairly well spread out for those expected lofted shots. Rajesh 23. The ball taking the outer edge of the bat and trickling down towards the point region, to the slip region. A single to be had. Yashwant operating from the Samprasiddhi Sports Stadio end comes in and bowls. This time again guided down towards the same position there, but straight to the fielder this time. No runs coming of it. Mohammad Shamir trying to use his wrists to fight the gap, but not succeeding this time. Outside the off stump, leaving the bat. Shamir goes forward to it, not able to get a touch. Luckily, in a way. He does so this time, manages to guide it away towards the short third man region, but again, straight to the fielder. No question of a run. 120 for the loss of 7 wickets. 2 more deliveries remaining in the 16th over of the innings. One more, there was the last delivery, in fact. 120 for 7, 16 overs gone. Mohammad Shamir on 6, Randeepa Vijayasuriya on 8. Sri Lanka needing 103 runs in the final 24 balls. So tomorrow we have keen clashes in prospect. Karnataka taking on Tamil Nadu in the league clash. Both teams expected to figure in the cup final again on 12th. Sri Lanka and Telangana facing each other in the other match, and the winner of that will play Andhra in the plate final. So, 2 important clashes tomorrow in the offing before the tournament concludes on April 12th with the plate and the cup finale to be gone through. That's the position here in this second edition of the South India Advocates T20 cricket tournament at the Samprasiddhi Sports Stadio. As we have been telling you, this is the second edition. The first one was hosted by Vijayawada, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka meeting in the final. The Tamil Nadu won that match to take the title as well. And as Tejas was telling us, they would love to meet Tamil Nadu again in the final this year and avenge that defeat. Let's see how much they can do to that, to achieve that, rather. Nevertheless, both the teams loaded with talent in all departments. The left-handed Rajesh in charge of operations from the pavilion end. This has been struck nicely there. Confident shot to long off, but they can get only 1 run. Hit it on the rise. This time, Randeepa tries to turn it away on the leg side, completely losing his balance as well. Struck on his body there. An appeal also being made by the bowler, but nothing doing, says the umpire. Rajesh again. This time has been pushed away to the vacant mid-wicket region. The bowler running across to do his own fielding. The two of them cross over for a single, which brings Mohammad Shamir on to face this last delivery of the 17th over from Rajesh. 123 for 7. It's been turned away nicely into the vacant square leg region. Stopped there, and before the throw in could come in, they go through for a single. That's the end of the 17th over of the innings. Sri Lanka 124 for 7. The last 3 overs remaining in this match. So that gives you an indication of how strongly Karnataka are placed in this game as they set up a huge total and then picked up Sri Lankan wickets at regular intervals to be in a position of real good strength at this juncture. Mohammad Shamir on strike again. Yashwant again in charge of operations as he gently guides it away to the point region and crosses over for a single. Sri Lanka would like to just play out the overs, and there's a good strike there as Randeepa goes down on one knee and bangs it away towards the mid-wicket region. Just a single, which again brings Mohammad Shamir on strike. An uppish shot over there, but over the head of the infielder, and the ball just crosses the line to the third man fence for 4 runs. Lucky for Shamir, the fielder was placed a little inside there. Had he been positioned a little behind, he might have got an easy catch, but that wasn't to be. In any case, 4 runs to Sri Lanka, 130 for 7. And this is a better looking shot by Shamir. Goes into it and just bangs it away over the cover fielder for 6 runs. Youth 6. 136 with a loss of 7 wickets. 17.4 overs gone. Mohammad Shamir moves to 19 from 16 deliveries. Ranadeepa Vijay Surya batting on 11 from 15. Yashwant again from the far end. This has been struck nicely as well by Shamir, but only a single to long on. Sri Lanka. And this time, Randeepa comes and lofts the ball over there, but falling well short of the fielder. Long on, big chase for him, but no question of him getting anywhere under it. 138 for 7 as we come into the final 2 overs of this match. Just to remind you again, tomorrow Karnataka will meet Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka will take on Telangana. A Karnataka Tamil Nadu final in prospect. Sri Lanka and Telangana will clash in the league match. The winner of that match will earn the right to meet Andhra Pradesh in the plate finale. So Karnataka keen to avenge the defeat at the hands of Tamil Nadu in the final of the first edition of the tournament played at Vijayawada. The Karnataka State Advocates Cricket Association hosting this event over here at the Samprasiddhi Sports Stadio. And this has been flicked over the head of the wicketkeeper. for just a single behind over there. Shankar, the bowler, operating from the pavilion end. The 19th over of this innings. Shankar, right arm over the wicket. A good length delivery, forcing the batsman Mohammad Shamir to push it across gently towards the cover region. No addition to the total. Shankar again, and this time Shamir gets to the bounce of that ball and dispatches it towards the mid-wicket region. Only a single to be had over there. 140 for 7 total. 3 more deliveries remaining in this penultimate over of the Lankan innings. A well-flatted delivery and a lofted shot there from Randeepa. But Yashwant not making much of an effort to get underneath it, eschewing the risk, not giving it. The Lankans aiming to just play out the 20 overs. 142 for 7 the total. And this time the batsman tries to turn it over, fails to make contact. That's the end of the over. So we come to the final over of this innings. Sri Lanka 142 for 7 after 19 overs. The formality of the last over to be just gone through. Some brilliant batting was evident during Karnataka's innings. They also displayed some effective bowling in defending their huge total. The Lankans were never in it from the beginning. The momentum wasn't there even as they began the chase. I think a change again at the far end. Looks like Abhi beating the batsman Mohammad Shamir tried to drive square of the wicket. Didn't get hold of it. Abhimanyu again, a short pitch delivery, an attempt by the batsman to turn it away. And the ball races away past the wicketkeeper for 4 byes by a signal by the umpire over there. $146 for 7 in 19.2 overs of the final 4 deliveries. As we come to the end of this match, Abhimanyu coming in and bowling. And this has been cut away. The ball taking the top edge of the bat and running down to the third man fence for 4 runs. 150 for 7, the Lankan total. Sri Lanka managing to reach the 150 mark, something which was not thought possible at one point of time. Mohammad Shamir on 26. And this has been reverse flicked over the head of the wicket keeper, but the fielder there getting to it at the second attempt. The crossover for a single. 151 for 7. Run. An attempt by the batsman again to scoop. Gets a single there. Sri Lanka moving up to 152 for 7. So Karnataka then winning the match by 66 runs. So we'll remind you morning for running Lanka and the Karnataka Tamil Nadu matches. A very good evening to all of you.